Get your coffee and tea and sing along, 'cause it's Breakfast with Bob. So sing this song, 'cause we're born in the USA, and we're born in the USA, and he's born in the USA. Chris was born in the USA. And Breakfast with Bob.
And Poncho Man, everybody. Welcome to Breakfast with Bob, St. George edition, Championship edition. My name is Bob Babbitt. We're brought to you by Master Spas, Zion's Bank, Quintana Roo, Forbes, Smart Swim Goggles, Clash Endurance, Premium Plus Sports, and our Challenged Athletes Foundation. Fourth yesterday, first American, Mr. Chris Leiferman joins us. Yeah, huge audience. There we go.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you.
How you doing, brother?
Yeah, good. Yeah, a little painful this morning, but yeah, it was worth it.
What 5202, 418, 35, 244, 25, 757, 51. Before the race, were you thinking people would go sub 8 here?
No. That 244.25, I thought that was going to be. I thought 245 was going to be the fastest run.
Right.
Well, then Christian goes and runs at 238. It blew everyone's mind. But yeah, I had no idea that was going to happen here.
It was funny. We were talking to David McNamee last week, and he goes, people. This is a hard course, but he says we're going to have multiple people under 8, and someone's going to run 235, and the winning time is going to be under 750. I'm like, whoa,
wow,
he was spot on,
yeah,
right on all of that. It's how do you compare this to the Kona course?
The dynamics in the hills, like there wasn't a flat section the entire time.
Right,
like you're either going up or down, and just really hard. At Kona, you can get into a rhythm. You can find that sweet spot. You can really roll with it. Here, you never really found a rhythm.
Ever?
You never, no. And then you're like, oh, I just want to break. I just want to break, and then like 20 miles later, you're like, I'm still looking for that break. I want that break 20 miles later. And you're just never getting it. So, yeah, it was really hard.
It's funny because Christian was like, yeah, this course not really my type of course. The Kona course. That's sort of scary. You're going, I'm better on a power course.
Yeah, and then he goes and wins a world championship here, and now he thinks he's better at Kona. Jeez.
So you started the run in 10th. Who were you riding with throughout most of the ride?
Sebi, Hoffman, and a little bit of Lionel, and then he ended up breaking away by the time we got to the top of that climb on the top end of the course, or the high end of the course.
Right.
And it was game on. Those guys are just riding, hard.
And it's funny because people always talk about what makes these world championship races so tough. It's a level of competition, right? Because you are on it from the first stroke in the swim until you come across this line.
Yeah, and that's what I kept thinking. Like, if you want to win a world championship, you have to go for it. You have to make those. You have to go above and beyond what you think you're capable of, because that's what it's going to have to take. And whoever hangs on to it at the end is going to do well. And so that's what I was thinking while I was riding with those guys. Yes. And I was like, I have to do this.
You can't let them go.
No. So that was my goal.
And you started the run in 10th place. And by halfway, you moved up to 8th. And so you're at that point, you're like, how were you feeling halfway through?
Actually, pretty well. Just really respected the hills and eased up. I didn't chase anyone. I didn't seek anyone out. Just really ran my own race, knowing that this is Ironman. It's hot. A lot of people are going to blow up on the downhills specifically because of just how abusive it is.
Right.
And it'd really tear people apart, and I'd just be picking people off in that final 21K.
You must have been smiling, going, you're thinking this last half is going to be brutal, but by 20 miles, you're in 4th. And what was the gap? Did you see 3rd, or at that point you're thinking, I want to hold on to 4th?
I never saw 3rd in a straightaway.
Right.
At the turnarounds, I'd see Lionel, but I'd be getting splits. And at one point, I think I was down to 90 seconds to him, and then he opened that back up, chasing Braden Curry down.
Yes.
So, but I was in a pretty comfortable 4th, and in that last 5K or the last 5K downhill, I was pretty happy with that. Yeah.
Well, and then the good news and bad news of the downhill. One, it's a downhill, But 2, you got, don't cramp.
Oh, absolutely.
The whole time.
2 miles left, I started seizing up. I'm like, oh no,
Not
this
now.
is it. Not now. I'm gonna be crawling across. Like people are just gonna be passing by me as I'm on the ground. But I held on. Yeah.
So you look at this as you were 10th in Kona. You look at this as, how does this rank in terms of your performances and in terms of getting a 4th at the Ironman World Championship?
Yeah, this is my new top.
Don't you think?
This is the new best race of my career. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, and it changes the perception, right? Here's a guy who, once you're top 5, then there's no reason you can't win the race.
Yeah, it definitely feels that way. And I know I really put it all out there, and now I know what I'm capable of. Like, I've never biked that hard before, or that had a split like that. Well, in Florida, I had a faster bike, but it wasn't.
It's Florida.
It's Florida.
Yeah.
But as far as the numbers are concerned, like, this was the best bike I've ever had, and now I know what I'm capable of.
Yeah, it makes a difference.
And I came off and ran pretty well. So
really well.
yeah, I think that definitely set the bar, and now can only hope for better.
Well, and that qualifies you for Kona, right?
It does. Yeah,
because you were going in. And it was interesting because we knew with those 8 spots, we knew there was like 7, 8, 9 people who already qualified. And you start doing the math.
Yeah.
But you take the math out of it when you go 4th.
I know. I was telling my wife Xana that I hope I don't get to the point where I'm asking, what place do I have to be in order to get to Kona? Like, how many people have qualified? What place am I in now? Like, I just don't get to that point where I don't have to do it. Just go and have a good race, and then don't have to worry about that.
Well, and it just makes such a difference. You've got that now. You can pick and choose whatever the hell you want to do the rest of the season.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. And they gave me a good ranking in the PTO. So with the PTO championships, or the regional championships coming up,
right?
And the Collins Cup, and there's so many other options now.
Yeah, well, yeah. If you get to both those, the Collins, the U.S. Open, Canadian Open,
Yep.
Collins Cup. Those are the three big prize money events.
Yeah, absolutely.
It makes a huge difference.
It does.
So those 3 obviously are in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
Kona's in the mix.
Yep.
And will the rest just be a build towards those events?
Absolutely. Yeah, I am gonna race 70.3 Marbella in 2 weeks.
Oh.
And
how's that?
Spain, Marbella, Spain.
Oh,
yeah.
how fun is
yeah,
that?
no, it's not too far from the Gibraltar, like the Rock of Gibraltar.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm gonna go race that and have fun down there, go to team camp in Mallorca. And I was contemplating Ironman Frankfurt. I know when I talked to you earlier this week, I was like, regardless of how this race turns out, I'm going to race Ironman Frankfurt. And now I got 4th, and I'm like, I don't know.
You know what? Those other races are really important. And obviously, you get 4th here and potentially podium in Kona. That's a great season.
It's a great season.
Yeah.
So Frankfurt, which would be awesome. It is a bucket list race for me.
Yeah.
And it would just be fun to have a big race in Europe, which I've never done before.
Right.
Like, I've raced Marbella before, but I've never raced in Europe.
Right.
So that's just the dynamics of that would be cool. But at the same time, Kona is at the end of the season.
This is what it's all about. Your little boy excited about this?
He is pumped. Yeah, he was. I think he was starting to get a grasp of
what
was happening on. Yeah, and he was like embracing the energy from the crowd too. So he was like really getting excited about it. And on the last lap, I gave him a little high five as I passed by. And yeah. No, he's
that's
good.
The coolest thing.
Yep.
Yeah, and how much. The interesting thing about being a parent and being a professional triathlete, you're around a lot, but you're gone a lot, right? To the travel.
Yeah, I'm gone a lot. I'm tired a lot. I don't want to get sick. So there is that. I miss that aspect of being a full-on dad. Like my brother was here, and he's wrestling with crews, and he's doing all these dad stuff, and I'm like. Thank you, Adam, for doing that. I really appreciate it. But, man, I want to be doing that.
Yeah.
But this is all before the race, and I had my legs up. And it's just those are the things that I miss that triathlon has definitely taken from me. But I think at the end of the day, we still have a lot of life to live. And my career as a triathlete will come to an end, and I'll have a lot of years with crews.
Well, at the same time, you're still dads mostly leave it early in the morning and come back later in the day. You're there.
Yeah,
you're still around.
Absolutely. Yep. No, we do have a lot of time together, and Xana is in the same situation as a real estate agent, and so we do have a lot of time with him.
That's very cool. Congratulations, man.
Bob.
So excited for you. Mr. Chris Leiferman, 4th place, first American. Poncho Man, take us out.
It's breakfast with Bob, so sing along. Get ready for your morning breakfast song. And it's born in the USA. I was born in the USA. Chris was born in the USA. Oh! And breakfast with Bob.
Poncho Man, thank you so much, everybody. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.